It's how you actually you actually report, and how you ultimately remain accountable to the people who fund you. But it is an issue, and many alternative media have been, in a sense, co-opted because their hands are tied. There's certain things that they can't say, and they know that if they say them, then maybe their funding will be cut off. But there's another dimension of that. We recall many years ago that Noam Chomsky and Ed Herman coined the term manufacturing consent. And that had to do with the role of the mainstream media in manipulating people's minds and making them accept a consensus, okay? Now, that process of manufacturing consent is still part of the mainstream media. And essentially what it says is that, responsibility to protect is a consensus. War is a peacemaking undertaking. And there are various concepts that are part of that process of manufacturing consent, and people then abide. It becomes a consensus, and you don't question it, even if it's totally absurd. And it has to do with the fact that there are cleavages of the alternative media, both to the two main parties in the United States, but there are also, of course, cleavages to those who support those two parties, which is corporate America, the military-industrial complex, the oil companies, etc. But those same companies, okay, have their tax-free foundations. It's not, you can't divorce the Rockefeller brothers from Exxon, okay? Mm-hmm. You can't divorce the Ford Foundation from the mainstay of U.S. intelligence, okay? You can't divorce Freedom House and the National Endowment for Democracy from the State Department. And ultimately, a lot of organizations, through networking and so on, it's very complex. They will be funded directly or indirectly by these major foundations. And that goes also for non-governmental organizations in, let's say, in Latin America. You have what you might have is an NGO based in California, which is funded by the Ford Foundation, and then which has a relationship with the landless movement in Brazil. And they're using funds which come from the Ford Foundation, and then they administer those funds, and then they support various grassroots organizations in developing countries. That, again, it's a tacit process of co-optation, but it prevents actual mobilization against the tenets of the capitalist world order.